that. I started playing, and I started meeting guys, and once you meet a guy, you never want to quit. You know? And it was a lot of fun. And what else can I tell you? I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Born and raised in New York. Thank you. And my parents immigrated from Korea, so I speak a little bit of Korean. I'd like to be better at it, but you know that's a little bit difficult sometimes. I don't have a lot of Korean friends. What else? I think that you know when I first became #1, I got the opportunity to play in a lot of charity events and meet a lot of superstars, and I met Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal and Bill Cosby and I mean Wayne Gretzky. I mean really, really incredible people. And you have this idea of what they're like, and I know a lot of you have seen me on ESPN, and I don't seem so nice on ESPN. But, you know, these women are trying to take my money. My money! You know what I mean? It's going to get ugly. But off the table, it's a very different story, and a lot of people also don't know about my history. I've had a lot of problems with my back. When I was 4, I had a tumor in my neck. When I was 11, I had... You guys want to come down here and deal with me? When I was 11, I had surgery on my leg, and I was diagnosed with scoliosis when I was 12. My spine is shaped like an S. I had 2 curves that were over 55 degrees crooked. I had to have metal rods implanted in my back. I had to learn how to walk again. It was really brutal because I was 12, so it just, you know, my body was just starting to change, just starting to like guys, and I'm like in this big, huge cast. You know, and then I had to wear these big plastic braids, triple extra large men's pants just to get them around. It was awful, and I think that I felt broken. You know, I just felt like this person that was just never going to recover. And when I was 18 and I fell in love with this game, it was like the first time that I didn't care. I didn't care what people thought. I didn't care what... I was such a wannabe. I was always paying attention to what other people liked, what music they liked, what they liked, what they wanted to do. This was the first time I didn't care, and it wasn't before long when people were starting to ask me what kind of music I like, what I like to do, what I like to do. And it was so cool for me. And my best friend used to say, Jeanette, you're so strong, you're such an incredible person. And I'm like, I'm not strong, what are you talking about? I can't stand this. I don't know if you know, I've had 10 surgeries today. I've had 7 of them within my career. You'll see me be #1, and then you'll see me disappear while I'm having another back surgery. Then I grind my way back up to the top, and then I'm gone again, back to the top. And this has been my career. To stay in the top, you know, 2 or 3 for a decade, and still stay in the top 10 for the next decade, I think is incredible. I'm very proud of myself. Came home, turns out I was pregnant. So Now there's no way to have children, right? So anyway, my last one, I know you guys didn't expect to hear all this from me, but I wanted to tell you that I found out from my own best friend that I am strong. And the way that I found out is, my definition of strong was thinking that things wouldn't bother me. But actually, strength is when things do bother you, when you are afraid, when you do take risks, when you know that there's something on the line, and you take a chance anyway. These soldiers that go out into war, if they were to go into war unafraid, I would say that they're ignorant. I would not say that they were brave. Brave is when you know you can die, when you can lose, when there is a risk, and yet you dare to go out and enter the arena, to go out and fight and do what you believe in your heart is the right thing, knowing that you can fail, knowing that you're at the criticism of others. That's real courage. That's real strength. Knowing you're going to have hard times, you're going to fall, you're going to lose your job, you're going to lose your best friend, whatever it is, and yet you get up every morning when nothing in your body says you can, and you do it. That's courage.